My journey of getting from Colombo to Kandy was absolute chaos. I had 10 different Ubers cancel on me. All of that took like 40 minutes, but thank God this lovely tuk-tuk driver had mercy on me and took me to the railway station. Strangely enough, I didn't have any issues with Uber before this in Colombo. I think it was primarily because it was rush hour and every single car was basically booked, even the tuk-tuks on the street. I had wanted to get to the train station early so I could film more of it and show you guys the whole process, but we made it just in time. I was about to have a literal panic attack, guys. We made it just in time, assuming the train is on time, I don't know. But if I don't get on this train, there are no other reserved seats. Today there is only unreserved, which usually means you are standing the full time. With all of my luggage, that is not an option. The other thing that sucks is I thought there would be maybe some food or something at the station, but it's only kind of like snack stuff, so I just need to get on the train. No food, no water. I just got to get on this train. If you're watching this video, I assume some of you have heard about the epic train journeys that Sri Lanka has to offer. And while the trip that I did today isn't one of their most scenic, I felt it was very reasonably priced at about $7 for a second class ticket that would get you to Kandy, or so I thought, in 2.5 hours. After reading a lot of blogs talking about the different train journeys, I learned that it's very common to have a lot of delays when it comes to the train travel time, so add at least 30% to the time you think it's going to take. My train journey to Kandy took about 4 hours, but to be honest, it was a fairly comfortable journey. The seats are nice enough in second class, it wasn't too crowded, and I was even able to get a super delicious cup of chai for like 25 cents. Other than the extended travel time, I have no complaints with the train. I think it is a very comfortable ride for the price. Unfortunately though, as I have later learned in my journey, you can't take the train everywhere and sometimes it is really hard to get tickets, but if you can, it is absolutely worth it. Well, good afternoon guys. It is the next day because yesterday ended up being a little bit chaotic. I just wanted to get settled in my new little guest house just outside of the city. Before we head out, I wanted to give you guys a tour of this super budget-friendly room that I have rented here in a guest house called Mystique Hideout. I booked it on booking.com. I'll put the link in the description and in a pinned comment because this place is so lovely for the price. This is $12 US. Like, that is one of the lowest prices that I have seen for a nice place compared to many of the destinations in Southeast Asia that I have been to recently. Colombo was actually so much more expensive than I was expecting. I was paying like $50 US a night for just a super basic room. But here in Kandy, it's definitely a lot less expensive for most places. And this was, you know, a nice area. It's about 10-15 minute walk outside of the main part of the city. The people who own this place are super nice, and it's quiet at night, which I absolutely love. We are officially in downtown Kandy, And since I got, I think, about an hour and a half till I meet my local guide Dinesh, I think I want to grab a quick lunch. There's actually a curry place that my friends who spent a lot of time in Kandy recommended to me, so I think I'm gonna head on there. I should have filmed it, but oh my god, you have to go through this whole back alley supermarket place, but just follow Google Maps, you will find it. It's right at the back. It's called Mandia. How good does this look, guys? We got a whole plate here with chicken, veggies, curry, rice, and I don't think I've had this kind of cracker before, but really lovely place and super small local kitchen. Fantastic. This is my favorite coffee shop here in Kandy. Not a lot of places here for coffee, and this is one of the best. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Fine.
Could I just get a coffee to go?
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect, thank you. Cheers. Delicious. You guys want to know something crazy? This coffee cost 850 rupees, which is approximately $3 US. My lunch, that whole plate of food with, you know, chicken with a meat, cost 670, which is then about 2. So that's the difference, you know, the places meant for tourists and the places that locals go to. Very big difference in pricing. Sadly, I have not found any like espresso-based coffee places here in Kandy that locals go to for like a lower price. There's only the tourist places that have the kind of coffee I like, so it is a bit more expensive. We have arrived to the most central part of downtown, a very big attraction of it being the beautiful Kandy Lake that I am standing in front of. I think it's a man-made lake, and there's also a little island over there with a beautiful little garden. You can walk all around this lake, and there are some really nice guest houses up in the hills there. But near the most central part of the city is actually the most famous attraction in all of Kandy, which is the Temple of the Sacred Tooth, and that is where I will be meeting my guide Dinesh in just a few minutes. For those of you who haven't heard of Kandy before, it is one of the largest cities in Sri Lanka and used to be the ancient capital during the reign of the Sinhala kings, which was just before the occupation by the British in 1815. The city was given UNESCO World Heritage status because of its famous temple, the Temple of the Tooth Relic, which I will show you guys later on in the video as being one of the most sacred sites for Buddhists. Now, while you can visit a lot of Kandy's main attractions on foot just in the city center, there are some that are outside of the city that you need to have transport to, so that is why I hired Dinesh on Airbnb Experiences, not at all sponsored. He just had a lot of great reviews, so I hired him for a half-day tour to take me to some places outside of the city. Alright guys, we just got to our first stop of the day. I'm here with my guide Dinesh. Dinesh, where are we right now?
That was a big Buddha temple.
Big Buddha temple. Look at this. It's quite high, isn't it? You said it was like
88 feet.
88 feet, yeah. Wow. Oh my god, it's so hot. Actually, I don't know. I gotta go back. Oh my god, you're too hot. Midday sun, yeah. Do you know why they call it the Bodhi tree? Like this is the kind of tree that Buddha gained enlightenment, something like that,
special,
right?
You know, in the special color in the Bodhi tree in green color.
Yeah.
This color. But
Yeah.
best Bodhi tree in go to the Anuradhapura. Anuradhapura city. You been there here? No.
No, not yet. Okay. Oh, this is beautiful. Very nice.
So 993.
993, wow. Incredible. So this is a king coconut, yeah?
Coconut, yeah.
The Sri Lankan kind of coconut. I've never seen them like be this color before. Like this yellow color. Usually like in Southeast Asia they're green.
Blue color, green
Yeah.
color, yeah. This one is tasty. This is for you.
Thank you so much.
Okay,
All right, my first king coconut. It's supposed to be sweeter, right?
Yeah, it'll be
sweeter
sweet.
than most ones.
Tasty
Oh yeah, that's very good. Very nice. Refreshing on a hot day. So next up, Dinesh took me to some local places outside of the city, like the Mcleod River, which is where a lot of locals go to bathe and also do laundry. After that, we headed to a tea plantation that can be found all outside of Kandy. We went to New Giragama, and it was very interesting to learn all about the production of the tea, because here in Sri Lanka, the tea is still created in a relatively natural way, where most of it is hand-picked primarily by women, and then it is prepared all in-house in the factory. I didn't actually know that green tea and black tea come from the same plants, just different leaves and a different kind of preparation process. From there, they let me have a tasting of some of their finest tea, which was super delicious, by the way. And while the tour was free, you can buy something if you did like the tea, and I thought it was very reasonably priced. Outside of the factory, you can take a walk through some of their beautiful tea fields, which you will see all over Sri Lanka if you spend a significant amount of time in the country. It is absolutely beautiful. From there, we headed back to Kandy City, and right when we got into town, Dinesh found a very unique creature on the side of Kandy Lake, which was the biggest monitor lizard that I have ever seen. But right beside him, there was also a huge tree full of bats, so a lot of interesting creatures that can be found in Kandy. Thankfully, we made it just in time to the Kandyan Cultural Center, which has the traditional form of Sri Lankan dancing called Kandyan Dancing that takes place every single night at 5 p.m. The dance style is performed by both men and women, and it flourished under the Kandyan kings and is now considered the national dance of Sri Lanka. So that was absolutely wild. Would absolutely recommend checking out their national dance performance. Luckily, right nearby was our last stop of the day, which was, of course, the famous Temple of the Tooth Relic. This is considered to be one of the most sacred temples in all of Sri Lanka. It is located in the royal palace complex of the former kingdom of Kandy, and it is all about a tooth that is believed to have been straight from Buddha. It has been carefully wrapped in a sacred cloth and put inside of a golden stupa. And 3 times a day, if you come at the right time, you can get a glimpse of just the golden stupa, which is believed to be incredibly sacred. When I tell you guys, I was absolutely shocked how much pandemonium there was as soon as this stupa came out. I barely got a glimpse of it, and then people were just shoving this way and that to get closer. The temple was absolutely packed. It's hard for me to relate because I'm not a very religious person, but obviously for some people they have probably come from a very long ways away. This is a very popular place for pilgrims to come to, so a very special experience for anybody who is of the Buddhist faith. And that was our day, a very epic one at that, and a big thank you to Dinesh for showing me so many different places. I would not have seen so many without his help, so I will leave a link to his tour in the description, as well as the lovely local guest house that I stayed at. And also, I am planning on creating a Sri Lanka travel guide that will be out in about 5 days from the time that I post this video. So if you guys want some more tips of some great places to see if you are traveling to Sri Lanka, I will also have that in a pinned comment and in the description, but a little time after I have posted this video. So thank you all so much for tuning in. I would love to know in the comments if you have been to Kandy, what was your impressions, what are some other places that you would recommend that people visit. As always, I am sending you guys so much love. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and keep being your own kind of beautiful. Bye guys.